Yeah. I didn't print it off for you, but yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and call this meeting starting for the Martinsville Redevelopment Committee. This is our first time of sitting like we are live right now, so your mics are on, so be careful. Whatever you say is going to be recorded. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started here. Everybody received the minutes from the last meeting. Are there any questions on those minutes?
Move the minutes be accepted and approved as distributed.
Phil, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Paul? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And the ayes have it. Now, our claims, you have all the receipts here. As we get into further down into the agenda, one of the claims on here is for the parcels off 69 there on Ohio Street from the state of Indiana. We received the deeds on the lots there, and our portion for us was $37,210. We have the Wallace construction finishing up on curbs and sidewalks. Franklin Peters had a small bill. Joe Gonk had his first quarter billing, and then we had a legal listing in the local newspaper. So total claims for this month, $75,010.83. Are there any questions on those?
Motion approved.
Thank you, Al. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Paul. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Mr. President, as clarifying that you and I had discussed this briefly via email, I believe, as far as those parcels from the state, we had already voted that we would accept them upon all the paperwork, correct? So this is just the final piece.
This is just a final one, yeah.
I just want to verify that there had been a vote at one point to accept that, and we're not just buying it willy-nilly.
Yeah, and those were taken care of. Let's see, the fund report you have in your packets to show balances right now. And, we've been spending some money here lately with buying some properties and cleaning them up, sidewalks and all that, so our balances are going down. We'll have another deposit coming in here in a few months, but that is that. And then the the bond report there, showing everything what's left. Let me your read now. Joe, you want to jump on into the attorney's report? Anything going on?
Not a whole lot. Jeff Peters is working on our annual report, so waiting to see what that is, to see if there'll be any money that we need to redistribute. As we have not in years past, I don't anticipate that being an issue, but once we get that report, we'll make sure it's distributed. Well, we'll vote on it next month, and then it has to be distributed to all the important players by, I believe, June 1st or June 15th, so we'll easily be able to get that accomplished.
He's planning on being here at next month's meeting too to present everything, so.
Other than that, not a whole lot. We will, once we get all the deeds on these other properties, I'll get with Dale Coffey to get on the agenda for the city council so we can essentially quit claim these properties back to the city, as had been discussed. Other than that, things have slowed down now that we have all those properties taken care of, I think, so nothing else from me on that point.
Gary, want to move into the engineering report?
Yeah, let me give you a couple of things. The parking lot corner of, the southeast corner of Wayne and Morgan, that's completion. We received the one property that Anthony Locke owned, so I have to pay a deed that goes with that. So that completes our acquisitions of the property as far as putting the parking lot in. We spent, altogether, taking down the houses, two houses that were there, remediating the property, putting the dry wells in. Altogether, that number is $28,550 is what we spent for that. And those were that total invoice in line with the two quotes that I had prior to that back in December. Get the work done, so they completed it with that issue.
Now, will we have that on next month's agenda to approve?
Yes, yeah, because the claims didn't come in time to be reviewed today, yes.
Just make sure.
Just information on it for that. Probably the next month, one will do the thing, we're gonna talk about later, a special meeting, what we have to do the paving for that. The project up on North Main at Blue Bluff, all that installation is complete. I'm gonna do a final walkthrough, make sure that the main thing left to do is establish everybody's yards that we dug up in the winter time. There's no grass growing there yet, but there will be, so we'll walk through that and see what needs to be done. Going forward, the other big thing that I'm looking at right now is John Fielding's property out off of 252 east of town. That's almost 70 acres, and they're going to apply for annexation for that. So I'm working with the developer, and I've seen housing layouts for it. And the initial housing layout had 40s and 50s in it, like we're seeing over in Harbor Homes, and the city, we rejected the ideas of the 40s, so they're a minimum of 50-foot lot sizes. It's a nice piece of ground out there. It's a difficult access in and out of 252. That's where the curve in the road is, and the hill and everything else, so that will be difficult. The city, we've recommended to make another leg that goes out to 44. Faith Church owns the property that's on the north side of John Field's property. And Faith would sell an access road out to 44 if that was something the developer wanted to do. So that will be coming forward in the next couple of months. I sent that information. So as we move down to the southeast corner of the corner at I-69 on Ohio Street, we just mentioned a few minutes ago on the parcels. The parcels we acquired were not full parcels. I mean, they had whatever their right-of-way lines are cut through there. If you look at the drawing for each one of those parcels, some of them just got a chunk off of one, they took a chunk off of another. They got a sweeping radius that goes around that. Is how that empties. But there are still a number of parcels down there that are going to remain in their right-of-way that we did not acquire. We acquired all or parts of 7 altogether. So some of those down there will never be available to us as in the right-of-way. We're working on sewer lines, cameraing and cleaning sewer lines down in that area right now on Ohio Street and all over town, with the intentions of doing a sewer lining project next year. Finding lots of stuff in some of these sewer lines. You wouldn't believe things that get in there. I mean, they find bricks in there, they find basketballs in there, they find shoes in there, and you go, how did they ever get in there? We used to get all kinds of stuff up by the jail, because they'd flush uniforms down and that kind of thing, but in the rest of town, you're surprising to find things that you find in there. And so, before the camera goes in, there's a jet cutter that goes down through there that's cutting and cleaning, and sometimes he has to go in there a dozen times, pushing stuff through, bringing it back to the manhole, and stuff that's opened it up. So that will be next year. Then we have a sidewalk project you just mentioned, we paid the last pieces, I believe, on that last year. We have another one that bids week after next, do another, almost, let's say it's $1.5 million worth of sidewalks that's coming here, so that's be another big activity going for us. And we just, we just announced taking the bids on the community crossing grants for paving again this year. We have roughly $1 million for the paving we're gonna do this year. Lots going on, but not near as intensive as it was a year ago.
What would you estimate the percentage of the town right now that we've repaved, new sidewalks, curbs, all that? What do you think the percentage we're at?
I can give you a pretty good number on paving, 75%.
Yeah.
Sidewalks, you have to do because a lot of it's not repaving. There are places we're putting in sidewalks that there never existed sidewalks before. And especially around the schools, those kind of places we've added those in. So, yeah.
I believe at the State of the City a few weeks ago, Mayor Costin said that basically every 10 years, everything will be repaved. That's the plan. So nothing will go more than 10 years without being.
You watch the news at night and you see the potholes in Annapolis and the complaints you get. It's pretty hard to find potholes in town. Like the one I can think of right now are on Home Avenue over there that we're getting ready to repave. But that's something that washed out over there in the rain. We're taking pretty good care of the streets.
All right, thank you, Gary. Well, under the unfinished business, as Gary said, we took deeds on those lots out there. Senator Bray was very instrumental in getting that taken care of and helped push that through. We had a couple of emails back and forth with some state officials and got them taken care of. So that is all recorded and in the RDC name right now. Moving on, the 265 West Southview Drive, we have, Mr. Dropnik did sign the purchase offer on the 15th. We're moving ahead. He has found another house quicker, because remember we had a year in the purchase agreement that he had some time to find. He has found another house and is wanting to move quickly on that, so we are looking to close the 28th of this month. So that will be taken care of, and then that will be part of the park system down there. Well, let me back up. Does anybody have anything else for any unfinished business we need to go over before we move on to the new? Under the new, we need to, we were gonna open up bids this morning for the paving of the 3 lots up there on Morgan and Wayne Street. We did not get the notices into the newspaper quick enough, so we are, we're gonna have to get that bid. Gary, when are you planning on putting that in the paper?
Whatever date we pick today, I will send it to Steve.
Okay.
Work with Steve on that, yeah.
One of the things we gotta decide here is if we're gonna have a special meeting, or we're all gonna have to get together to open the bids, or do we wait till our May, which our May meeting is not until May 14th. So we kind of wanna get started on getting those lots paved and get them ready so that the city can start using them for public parking. How quick do we wanna move on this?
I believe the restaurant, both next door and across the street, are very nearly ready to open, so as fast as we can get it completed.
Well, I want to reiterate, we're not doing the parking lot for the restaurants.
No.
They can use them, but I don't want the public thinking that we're buying these and doing this. This project is for the city, so.
And we discussed that yesterday.
Yeah, so I don't want to take that into, I just want to come up with a date here.
We discussed that yesterday in the county meeting, this, July 1, basically is when the courthouse renovation project starts, and displacement of those parking, that kind of stuff, that has to be done as well. That's city parking, we'll run into that, so we showed that on the map, there's 52 spaces available.
So, I am out of town the week of the 21st, so we can get together, anybody have any special days, like if we got together around 4:30, to open the bids up real quick, anybody have any problem with that? Phil, you have any appointments coming up that you know of that are hard appointments?
Let's check with my secretary.
I'm available anytime.
Gary, give me a date, I don't have a calendar here in front of me.
Wednesday is the 30th of April. I can meet on Wednesdays if people are available for that. 30th of April.
30th of April, sound okay for everybody? Say what, 4:30 right here?
Whatever suits you.
Yeah.
That'll be a special meeting just for
Just
opening and accepting,
Yeah.
simply accepting a bid for the
Correct.
paving.
Yeah, we'll be opening and accepting the bids, and then you'll get with the correspondent to get the legal notices in on time and
4:30.
do all that. So I'll send an email out to everybody, just to remind, we'll have a special meeting 4:30 on the 30th for everybody that can make it, and we'll get these opened and get this approved and taken care of. All right, the last thing I have on here, we took deed to those lots out there on 69. There is a developer that is interested in developing all that down there. They have options on some of the homes out there and so forth. They have approached the city on wanting the city to kick in some money. That has been discouraged. They were wanting $2 million. That has been discouraged, that we're not interested in anything like that. So now they've approached wanting us to look at doing a TIF for them down there. Gary, you want to go into detail or?
I spoke with Mr. Boyle yesterday. I said we were going to discuss this morning, but you haven't given us any information about, other than asking for $2 million, what kind of income would we have from the TIF? And it's estimated to be $120,000 a year. So we think $120,000 a year going to them in order to help that.
Well,
This is not a residential tip.
no,
No,
this would be all commercial.
I did decline already residential cliff TIF, so, we set precedent for residential, but this is commercial.
Right. I mean, I'll give you my 2 cents worth on it for whatever it matters. We're sitting on prime ground out there. I don't feel we should have to put a significant amount of money in this. It's going to get developed. We're going to have a developer that's going to come along and develop it. To me, if they would like to develop this, they need to put their own money in and get it developed. It's not going to take long to develop at that, but I want to hear what everybody else has to say on it.
Is it a developer-backed TIF situation, like developer-backed bond, or?
Right, it's $1 million corner, and at some point, somebody's gonna come in and want to take it over.
What type of development are they looking to do?
I'm sorry?
What type of development are they looking to do?
They project that to be a Chick-fil-A closest to the interstate, and a valve lane back to the back, almost on Northwestern, and undetermined in the middle, but those are just projections for them.
So they would develop the land and lease the land to those other entities, that, how that would work?
Probably sell the land to them, because they don't want to continue to maintain it. We have an issue in doing so. The entrances are right across from where the stoplight is at Ruth E. Drive. That lot is controlled by Max, the gas station. There's a retention pond there, so the developer has to do something in conjunction with Max to move that retention pond, put it underground in the tank system. Something has to be worked out for that, so it's not quite as easy. We as a city said we will help with it to the tune of the stoplight has to be converted to a four-way stoplight, and that's close to $250,000, and the city has offered to do that.
I just think right now we're just too early in the game to jump in. I feel like we need to just wait for the right developer to come along.
Is this not the same developer that's been involved for like the last 3 years?
What's that?
Is this not the same developer that's been involved for like the last 3 years?
No, it's the same developer's been on that one the whole time. The developer that did Culver's also is now interested in this one. If Midland Atlantic passes on it, there's another, like you said a moment ago, there'll be somebody else come along.
I just think we're gonna have too many standing in line now that things are starting to go. So I wanted to bring it up, let everybody know what's going on, get everybody's feel for it. I think the city right now would rather just kind of hold tight. Let's see how it plays out. And if the developer wants to develop it, they can use their money to get it started. We're sitting on a prime piece of ground. And we need to take our time with it and make sure we do the right thing. So, anybody else have anything to say? Mayor, you want to?
No, I agree with you. It's a situation of, like Paul said, we've talked with this company last 3 years, and the carrot they always want to put out there is, we've got Chick-fil-A coming.
Yeah.
When you ask them, do you have Chick-fil-A under contract? Well, no, but, they might want to, they like to put that out there, but I think it would be wise to hold our cards for a little bit.
So, anybody else have anything to add to it?
Have we decided where the entrance would be from Ohio Street?
Yeah, it would be right there
At the light.
At the stoplight.
You'd have to realign the light.
So really, that's a big undertaking. It's not going to be easy, with the retention pond and all that. So I think we'll go back to them and just tell them we're going to hold tight right now and see what they say. And I'm sure when the word gets out, we're going to have a lot more developers standing on that property. So, all right. Mayor, do you want to say anything before we move on anything going on?
No, again, just appreciate all the work that you're doing as RDC. A great board that Phil put together back in, 2011, something like that. So it's been very beneficial to the city on many projects that you can accomplish that the city itself kind of gets its hands tied up on. So thank you. And I know the downtown merchants will appreciate the parking, because that was a concern yesterday with the county meeting. And so they were glad to see we're having 52 more parking spaces coming in.
That would be nice, and then with everything going on at the venue, we'll have parking for that too, so, looks good. All right, anything else we need to discuss today?
See, we finally have the windows installed on the north side of the square.
Yeah, Gary, you wanna?
Yeah, the theater, the contractor has told us that he'll turn it over to us the end of July. Then we plan in the month of August and maybe a week or two into September, getting all our sound and video equipment up, running, operational, tested. Maybe do the soft opening in early to mid-September to make sure everything works with some small public in attendance at that point. So it's coming along pretty well right now.
Yeah.
The alley is, they had it about 3/4 bricked, and they have another shingle where they tore down the old smoothie shop and built back up. So hopefully the alley will be back open soon.
Yeah, you're right, Phil. Looks totally different with windows in it.
It does. I was gonna complain to our committee this morning. They were a step ahead of me. Getting the blockies out of the way and opening the square.
Yeah, looking really good. Anything else we have to go over this morning before we adjourn? I don't hear anything, so I'm gonna say we are adjourned now. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.